Hello everyone, my name is David Anika, and for the project Teachback, I am going to cover C++ functions. I am going to cover about 3, maybe 4 different functions, and one of the functions is a string function, and as such I am including the appropriate and relevant string library. Okay, so the first function will be a void function, and in C++, since it's a static language, you have to declare everything from variables to functions. So I'm going to declare the first function as a void function, and this one will simply output text. So I'm going to call this one display message, and this function has no parameters, and all it will do will see out the following text. Now void functions do not return any value. If it's an int function, usually the return values are used for further calculations, especially if you are in a big program. So for the sake of this project, all the return values will simply be used to be output down here when I run the code. Okay, so the next function will be an int function, and this one will be called minutes to seconds. And as the name implies, I'm going to convert the time in minutes into seconds. So this function will have one parameter that will be an int argument, and I'm going to call it minutes. Now remember, you can call the function or the argument whatever you want, so make sure that you give it a good identifier. So for this one, I'm going to invoke the void message first, and then I'm going to output some more text to identify that we are in fact using the minutes to seconds function. So now we're going to return the correct number. There are 60 seconds in every minute, so however many minutes they put in, we're going to multiply that by 60. I'm going to do a second int function that is almost identical to this. The only thing will be changed will be hours to seconds. Again, this one will have one int argument, which will be called hours. I'm going to invoke the first void message again, function, excuse me, and I will output some text that identifies this as the hours to seconds function. So I have to return the correct value. There are 3,600 seconds per hour. So that's what we will multiply our inputted integer by. So if they put in 1, then it will return 1 times 3,600. If it's 2, then it will be 2 times 3,600. Okay, so now I will build a double function. And this one will be very, very simple and straightforward. This one will be called add pi. And this one will take an int or a double argument. I'll make it a double, and I'll call it x. And this one is very simple. Whatever number that they input, we are just going to add pi to it. So if it's 0, then 3.14 will come out. If it's 1, then 4.14 will come out, and etc. And the last one will be a string function. So to declare the string, you have to use std namespace to declare the string, and this function will convert a string into uppercase. So I will call this one to uppercase. And this one will take a string argument, so I have to use std string, and I will call this input. Now for C++, I'm going to use an empty string, and I will build upon the empty string for our result. So again, I have to declare an std string, and I will call it result. It's empty string denoted by quotes like this. Okay, so I'm gonna convert this string that's input, and I'm gonna build it into this empty string via the pushback method. So I have to use a for loop, and I'm going to use the declaration auto so that C++ will automatically assign the correct declaration. So for every character in input, I'm going to add to result via pushback. I'm going to take every letter in input, and I'm going to convert it to an uppercase via the toUpper method that is in the string library. So every character will be converted to upper, and then it will be added to the result via pushback. And that will go for the entire length of the string, and once we are done, we will return the new string, aka the result. Now let's build these for the output. Okay, we got to do std cout. The first one will be minutes 2 seconds, and I will do 2. That'll be easy to verify. Std end line. This one should output 120. Now if we do hours 2 seconds, and we do 2, this one should output 7200. And then we will do add pi. We'll do 0. And this one should output 3.14. Oops. There we go. And then we'll do one more. It'll be 1. This one should be 4.14. And then last but not least, we're going to do our toUppercase function. And we will convert the following hello world into uppercase. And I will also do this string into uppercase. Okay, so now let us run this program, and the first line should be 120. It is. The second one 7200. This one is 3.14. This one's 4.4. Hello world in uppercase, and ABCDEFG in uppercase. So those are some standard functions in C++. We went over void, int functions, doubles, and strings. I hope this was a good refresher. Thank you for watching.